Summer is supposed to be the season of freedom, but sometimes the sunniest days hide the darkest shadows. Tonight's story is about friendship, curiosity, and the place you should never follow someone you love. This is part 1 of our summer break horror series. My best friend disappeared during summer break. I found out what happened, but I wish that I hadn't. I haven't slept more than 3 hours a night since July of 2019. I've tried therapy, I've tried meds. Nothing touches it. My dreams are stuck there, on that summer break between junior and senior year, when everything still felt safe, before Emma went missing. We lived in a small lake town, the kind of place that barely registered on a map. Every summer, the population would double when tourists came through. They rented cabins, bought overpriced ice cream from Sal's, and filled the lake with their boats and obnoxious music. We hated it, until we didn't. Because that summer, being out by the water was better than being at home. My parents were in the middle of a screaming divorce. Emma's mom was working double shifts at the diner, so we spent every day together. Swimming, sunbathing, talking about how we'd leave this place behind. We'd hike the old fire roads into the woods, not caring about the signs warning private property. There were rumors about some prepper living out there, but we never saw anyone, until the day we did. It was the last week of July, blistering hot. Emma wanted to explore this overgrown trail we've never noticed before. "Let's make it an adventure," she said, her face glowing with sunburn and excitement. The trail was narrow, almost completely swallowed by underbrush. We followed it for maybe half a mile until we came to a clearing. That's when we saw a house. It wasn't abandoned, but it looked wrong. The shutters were all closed, no car in the driveway, and no trespassing sign was nailed to a tree out front, but it had bled into the bark, faded, rotted, like it had been there since the 70s. Emma wanted to peek inside. I said no. It's always the part that plays in my head, the part that I can't stop replaying. Because I said no, I turned around. She didn't. She laughed, called me a chicken, and jogged up to the porch. That was the last time I saw her alive. At first, the cops thought she ran away. Said teens do that all the time. Said she'd probably come back when she had cooled off. I told them about the house, but when they checked it, they claimed it was abandoned. Said there's no sign of a struggle, no sign of anyone living there. But my gut didn't let me believe that. Something didn't feel right. So I went back. Dumb, I know. But she was my best friend. I went in the middle of the night, flashlight in hand. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped it a dozen times. The house looked empty, but when I crept around back, I found slightly off-looking piles of leaves and branches. I kicked them and stubbed my toe on something hard. I started ripping the branches away until I saw it. A cellar door. New. Too new for an abandoned house. I opened it, which is probably the dumbest thing I've ever done. The air that came out of that cellar was thick and sour, like rotting meat and bleach. I started walking down. The stairs creaked like they were screaming. My leg caught on something metallic. A table. Medical, almost. Restraints still bolted to the sides. There are chains on the wall. Dried something on the floor. I don't want to say blood, but you know what I mean. There are photographs. Hundreds. Taped to the walls. Polaroids. Girls. All around our age. Different hair. Different clothes. But always the same terrified eyes. I saw Emma in some of them. Tied down. Crying. I think I screamed. I don't remember leaving. I just remember ending up on the road, covered in dirt, trying to dial 911 with fingers that wouldn't stop shaking. They arrested a guy in the next week. Some 60-something loner that used to be a nurse. He got fired years ago. Lived off the grid. Cash only. No record. No red flags. Just a quiet old man with a cellar full of unspeakable acts. They found 7 sets of remains buried behind the property. Emma was one of them. It's been 6 years. I still live in the same state. I still visit Emma's grave every July. The town doesn't talk about what happened. They like to pretend that it was a fluke. One bad apple. But the thing is, that guy had hope. Someone was taking those photos. Someone was holding the camera while he played doctor. And that person was never found. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed tonight's tale, let me know by leaving a like. It helps more lost souls find their way here. Subscribe to join me for more stories each week. And share your thoughts in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. Until next time, sleep well.